baseball. That's off the end of the bat, flipped down the right side. It's foul, and giving chase that time was Perez, and somehow it set off a water geyser.
Uh-oh.
And that is scattering the TinCaps bullpen and a bunch of fans near that picnic area. However, have youngsters ever met a geyser they didn't like?
They love it.
Well, they're going to have to hustle to cover the bullpen mound, so just when you wondered if there was a chance of showers here in downtown Fort Wayne, an unexpected pop-up shower has Keith Winter in full hustle mode.
Well, that's Andrew Burnett.
It is Andrew Burnett, yep. I think he'll be summoning Keith Winter.
This is a first. I don't know that I've ever seen this before.
Nope. Well, it's interesting. It looked like Perez, as he was giving that foul fly chase right near the railing, it looked like maybe with one of his cleats, he caught hold of a sprinkler head and set it off. Watch him race down the line, click, and all of a sudden off it goes. Well,
this presents an interesting situation now for the TinCaps bullpen.
Tell you what, and that water is gathering down the right field line in a hurry. And it looks like they're trying to plug it up and get it shut down somehow. And then again, maybe not. And finally, it looks like Old Faithful is starting to subside. Well, on the one hand, that bevy of youngsters right around that picnic area found it tremendously entertaining. On the other hand, I'm not sure the same can be said for the Fort Wayne bullpen. And meanwhile, it continues to gurgle down the right field line.
Well, that was a great job there. Donald Miller, the assistant director of maintenance, and his crew getting down there quickly to curtail the flow of water. And so, you know, smart job by the TinCaps pitching staff as well to get over there and throw the tarp on the bullpen, because the mound is still okay. So it doesn't look like it'll impact anything as far as pitchers warming up.
But at the base of the mound, and then in that gravel area down the right field line, you do have a bit of a small moat cooking down there, so I wonder if they're going to secure some diamond dry and maybe sprinkle it on there. Right now, plate umpire Dave Attridge is signaling to somebody. I do believe I heard our official scorer Bill Scott said this, what is now being deemed a delay, started around 12:26.
How would you classify this delay? It's not weather related. A maintenance delay?
Well, it totally redefines the definition of rain delay, and it's not a rain delay.
That's still bubbling over there.
Water delay.
That's a great shot.
Yep. Well, now the umpires are going to have a conversation. Manager Michael Collins of the TinCaps joins in. Well, if you just might be tuning in, Great Lakes got on the board 4 runs in the first inning, aided in no small part by 3 TinCaps errors.
Here's the source of our delay once again.
Yep.
Boink!
Well, Fernando Perez giving chase to that foul fly off the bat of Curletta, and somehow that size 10 or 11 pontoon of the foot of Perez looked like it set off the sprinkler, and it was so funny. You had the TinCaps bullpen scatter one way, and then a bunch of youngsters hurried toward the geyser the other way.
There's Andrew Burnett, the assistant groundskeeper, getting a handle on things. Always a good opportunity to remind you this is the 4-time Midwest League defending grounds crew of the year. No surprise with their quick response.
Yep. Always on top of it. And a testament to this ballpark, because if you look at that bullpen area, already at the base of the mound, you can tell where the ground is starting to absorb the moisture.
And they're just basically holding it down right now, I think. My guess would be, not that I know anything about water or plumbing systems, is that they're trying to get a shutoff for this. Or at least a plug.
So now another member of the grounds crew will race across with a rake, try to sort things out with that wet area that's in fair territory. Well, here we've avoided the rain, Michael, but let's just make our own.
And that's just going to push it down into the drainage system right there.
Well, and again, what a great job that Keith and this crew does. I have always felt since opening night in 2009, but it's only gotten better ever since, that this is a major league quality facility. The only difference is it doesn't have the 40,000 seats, but it has the 8,100, and fans come flocking out here. But you come out to watch the players, but these are the guys who really make it happen with just the first-rate facility. These future San Diego Padres and other future major leaguers have the ability to perform. It's beautiful Parkview Field. Now you have to wonder here if down the line Kelich will start throwing some warm-up pitches to Ryan Miller. The count is 0-2 on Joey Curletta, and again, the Loons struck for 4 runs in the first, got another in the fourth. TinCaps got it back with a run of their own in the bottom of the fourth. That's where we stand, 5-1, and Curletta was the leadoff hitter here in the fifth.
Now the thing is they rake up this bullpen area. I don't know that the water flow has completely stopped where it was coming out of that valve.
Well, it's a lot to ask somebody to, as they say, put your finger in the dike for 5 more innings. And there again, just right near that sprinkler head, Perez clicked it with his spike, it looked like. Here's another angle. Boom! There she blows.
Did not know that Parkview Field was on the National Register of Historic Places for having a geyser.
And quite frankly, I didn't know that you had a water sprinkler or some sort of a water outlet right down near that railing near the bullpen area.
There's a hose hanging right there, because what they do before the game is they spray down the warning track as well, because throughout the day they have to spray down the warning track, spray down the infield, because you can't just spray it all once before the game and say, okay, now it's damp, it's good to go, because during the day the ground is absorbing that moisture, taking in that water, and so it is a process that goes on throughout the day. It's the same as nutrition and eating, where you can't eat one meal a day and say, all right, I'm good for the rest of the day. You've got to continue to nourish the body, in the same way continue to nourish the ground as well. Eric Lose doing a good job plugging that hole.
There's Keith.
And I think just lip reading there, he said it'll be a couple minutes before it's dry.
Well, now they're checking out some water flow behind home plate. I think what they're trying to do maybe is to find a way to reduce pressure throughout the ballpark, so that...
And there's the broken valve right there. Snapped right on.
So obviously, down the line, there will be some repair work necessary for Keith Winter and the grounds crew.
And they're already the guys that are here at the ballpark the longest. On an average day, Keith and his crew get here at about 7 in the morning, 12 hours ahead of first pitch.
Well, not ever a better time than right now for the sun to peek out once again and help out.
So now he's taking, apart from that water valve behind home plate, and who knows what comes next. There's some action in the Fort Wayne bullpen as well. Looks like Justin Livengood is loosening up his arm. That water is getting out of there pretty quickly for what was a pretty big volume of water that came in a very short period of time.
Well, and interestingly enough, maybe he just wants to save the arm to try to get through 5, but Kellich has not been throwing any kind of warm-up pitches to his battery mate Ryan Miller. Well, maybe he had a chance to ask Keith Winter, hey, how long do you think this will be, so he can bide his time and pick a spot to throw, say, 5 or 6 pitches and be ready to go. Well, the 5+ years I've been doing TinCaps games here at Parkview Field, I've never quite seen that one. I'm not sure if this takes over first place as most quirky. There once was the time when an opposing player, and it actually was when the visiting team was at bat, an opposing player went to use the little restroom facility next to the dugout and got locked in. And he was due to bat that inning, and nobody could find him.
And then didn't the fire department have to be called?
Yes, they almost had to get the jaws of life to get him out of there. And they had to pinch hit for him because he was stuck in the restroom.
And after that, I believe that it was the bathroom doors were changed down by the clubhouses, or by the dugouts, I should say. The bathroom doors were changed so that the locking mechanism could not get stuck in the way that it did that day.
I seem to recall there was even a bit of a conspiracy theory. They locked him in. They set that up. Well, the repair work continues down the right field line.
Josh Van Meter really getting to know Johnny Washington, the first base coach for the Loons. Well, I guess there's not much of a better way to lighten up a 5-1 deficit for the TinCaps than a humorous break. Although not humorous for those on the field trying to fix it.
No.
For anybody else that sees a water fountain come out of the field, it is a little bit strange, that's for certain.
Well, and all the youngsters here just bouncing around, taking it all in, just enjoying their day at the ballpark and dancing to the music. They probably think at the end of the day, hey, this was part of the entertainment. They'll go home, Mom, Dad, you should have seen what happened at the ball game. Well, as the repair work continues here at Parkview Field, again, we're in the top of the 5th inning, and Great Lakes leading Fort Wayne 5-1. We'll step aside and be back after this timeout. You're watching TinCaps Baseball.